Hey everybody, welcome back. I am bored. COVID made me bored, and today at the table I am continuing my look at K.O Corral, the game of fame, aim and fame. This is a Jack's Wild. Sorry, I'm using the rule book because it just so happens that the box is being used as my backdrop, which I thought was pretty neat. So I've got the table set up, and I'm going to just sort of give a quick run through of this dexterity-based flicking game where you're an outlaw. Sorry, you're a bounty hunter. In this case, I'm being Stag, Stag Hudson, and your goal is to attempt to earn as much gold, as much fame, and ride off into the sunset to trigger the end of game, and the first person to do it wins. There are, if you so happen to tie, rules where it's sort of a showdown, but for the most part, it is a race to the finish. Now, I've got Stag's board here. First of all, for these boards, they're warped. I'm very disappointed with that. So, I'm trying to bend them out a bit more and just level it out. But you'll see this is his tracker. You'll see that you'll see these three hats here. Depending on the number of players is where your starting position is. And I have several tokens to keep track of that. So I'm just doing I guess, a solo run through. I'm not really doing anything other than competing against myself, but it's just to give you the flow of the game. And you'll have a token to track the gold, fame, and your position of your horse. And that is based on this track. Sorry, Stag. This track here, which comes apart. It's a lot larger than I thought, but this is your position of where you're aiming from. And they recommend that from the edge of the table to the actual game board should be three of these, three lengths of this particular track. As you notice, my table is way too short. I'm missing at least a foot from this table, but it's okay. This is just to demonstrate how it works. If you have a longer table, it just definitely makes it a lot harder. I've tried this a couple of times. It is quite hard to knock the characters down, and you're trying to flick the dice, so you're limited in terms of how accurate you can be. So this track, which you really can't see, is off to the side here, but I'll try to show you as I play along what does it look like. You've got your the flicker, which is this piece right here, and this piece will be sitting on this track, and at the moment you'll be starting right at 1, so right here. So you've got several dice. The first set of dice, you've got your gold dice. Whoops, and I just dropped one. You've got your set of outlaw dice, I guess. Not outlaw dice. You've got they're called outlaw dice and the gold bullet dice. So you've got the dice right here. And these dice have different symbols on them. You'll be rolling Yahtzee style. So on your turn, you're going to roll these up to 3 times. Anything black gets locked. So the snake one has no effect. It's just locking it. You've got this symbol, which brings an outlaw into the saloon or to the corral. You've got this one, which is I forgot what it's called, the bounty hunter dice. And this is where you're able to place one of your opponents onto the field. And if you so happen to hit them, you'll steal gold from them or earn a fame. You'll have the horse symbol, which allows you to progress your horse track or your gallop track forward 1 space, which inadvertently will then move the distance from you to the shooting field back. So as you move further and further away, as your horse is galloping further and further into sunset, it'll make it harder and harder for you to flick and hit targets that you need. Then you have the die, which is the bullet, which allows you to earn 1 bullet. 1 gold bullet. And those gold bullets are right here. And they also have different symbols. These are the ones that you'll be flicking to try to take down your target. If you so happen to land on, if the dice lands on a side where it's facing up, the face that's showing up is what you would earn. So in addition to possibly taking out your outlaw, you'd earn gold, fame, or an extra bullet during the same turn. You'll see that you have all of these two faces. These two faces are used in the event that you have an outlaw that's hard to hit. And what would happen is when you flick the die, it has to land with this side facing up in order for you to successfully take out that outlaw. So that's a little, it's challenging. That's really tough because you have absolutely zero control on whether or not you can have this face up. So it's pure luck at that point, and it's already random as it is. So with these dice, they're 12 mil dice, and these are all stickers, and I really, really hate that. I think for this price point of this game, they should have been etched in or printed on, not stickers, because these stickers are going to easily come off at some point, and it's going to be very frustrating. So I might have to look at ways to either, if they do come off, paint them on or something. Okay, so I've got my my Stag Hudson tracker on the side with, well, Stag is right here. He's not going to go anywhere. If I was playing with another player, that character board, my character board, will go onto the saloon if a player chose to do that to me. So I'm going to have my trackers off on this side. I'm just putting them here onto this side. You don't really see it that well. I don't have a top view because the top view is not going to offer anything, and it's taking too much. It's out of the camera's viewpoint, so it's not really great. This is a very challenging setup, but I do have. I'll probably have a separate picture-in-picture probably off to this side somewhere right there to show you a closer view of the board. So as of right now, nothing is out in the saloon. In the corral, wherever. I'm going to call it the corral. There's nothing out there right now until I start rolling dice. So I'm going to start by rolling my outlaw dice, and I can have up to 3. So my first result is a snake. Anything black I lock in. So I have a, you know what, maybe it'll be better over here. No, that's not going to be, that's a tough angle. I've got 2 bullets and a gallop and a option to bring out a bounty hunter. I'm not going to, so I'm going to re-roll these 2, and I get a black outlaw dice, which is getting it locked, and an extra bullet. So I'm going to stop there. I could roll one more time if I wanted to, but I'm happy with the fact that I have 3 bullets and an outlaw. So what I'm going to do is from the deck that I have here, I'm going to draw 1 card because I have 1 outlaw. And take a look who it is. It is Drew Deadeye. If I so happen to knock him over, I will gain the bottom reward, which is 2 gold. So I'm going to put him on the stand, and I'm going to place him in one of the designated spots. There are 2 spots. If there are 2 outlaws there, and you can't shoot them down or take them out, and then the next player's turn, you roll, and they roll the outlaw die, you don't have to put anyone on the board. It's only if there's an empty spot. Okay, and then as a result of my 3 bullets, I'm going to take 3 gold die. Okay, so I'm ready to go. I'm ready to attempt to shoot at Drew Deadeye. Now, when I place my I don't know what's it called, dice launcher, I position it. The board has the sunset board has values 1 to 10. You can't really see it, but you can definitely see the one right there. And that's where we'll be starting, because on my tracker, on my track sheet, my current horse position is at position 1. And remember, as I progress further by locking in and resolving this die phase, I will move my horse track further up, which will move my dice launcher further back. So I have 3 gold bullet dice that I'm going to take, and this is very awkward, but I'm going to try from here. And as long as you have it positioned, you can pivot, but you just cannot move it any further away. Not that you would, but you can't move it closer or further. You have to stay within the position of the spot on the sunset track. And you're just going to try to aim, and you're just going to try to flick. Oh, sweet. Okay, so took him out. And as soon as I take him out, I gain 2 gold. So I'm now up to 3. I have 2 gold bullets, and you'll see that the die where it landed was just this this face. If it landed on any other face, I would also gain that as well. But unfortunately, I didn't. So I have 2 bullets that I can't use because there are no more outlaws and I cannot use them for any other purpose. So the turn would then end. I would pass the turn to the next player on my left, and they would also roll the outlaw dice. Whatever they want to resolve, they resolve. They have up to 3 rolls. They would take their shot if there's any outlaws on the board, and then they would earn the rewards. And again, it's a race. So I'm going to quickly go to my turn, and I rolled 3 outlaw faces and 2 bullets. Now the outlaw faces are the black side, so I cannot re-roll them. So because there's only 2 spots, I'm going to draw 2 cards from the deck. I've got Buffered DeVille, and if I defeat him, I will get a gold and a fame. So I'll put him right here. And I draw another one, which is Sheldon Blast. And you'll see if for his reward, I get 3 gold and fame, so he definitely gives me a reward. But he has that symbol on the far right, which means he's hard to hit, or he's difficult to hit. And I need to, when I do shoot, this face has to be face up when it lands in order for it to be a successful hit. There's also another symbol, which is certain outlaws have sort of 2 guns, and if that's the case, you have to hit them twice, successfully hit them twice. And success means that they have to be completely fallen over, not leaning, not turned around. And if you made contact, it doesn't matter. They have to be flat on the table, just as you saw with my previous hit on Drew Deadeye. So I got 2 gold bullets that I'm taking. So I'll move these to the side, and I'm going to go ahead. My sunset track, I'm still on 1, so I'm still okay. And I'm going to go for Buffered DeVille. And I'm going to try to get him from here. Okay, that was really weak, sorry. But you'll see he's not. I hit him, but nothing happened because he's not over. And I completely missed that shot right over his head. So in this situation, nothing happened. I didn't earn a reward. He took a hit, but he never fell over. I didn't kill him. So that would end my turn because I have no more bullets. But you'll see that the die face that these landed on were the stars, which is fame. So I'm going to increase my fame track by 2. And then that would end my turn. Once I end my turn, I'm just going to straighten out the outlaws. So if he was tilted over, if he fell and he landed like this, still doesn't count. That still doesn't count. He would still be alive. And then at the end of my turn, in preparation for the next player's turn, you'd reseat them in the position upright. Okay, so obviously it's just me, so I'm going to go again. I'm going to roll. Okay, so here I have 3 bullets and 2 of the horse gallops. I don't feel like moving yet. And I get a 4th bullet and a snake. So the snake I cannot re-roll. So I have 4 gold bullets, which is fantastic. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start taking my turn to shoot. And I'm going to go after Buffered again. Here we go. Oh, that was so weak. Okay, here we go. It's odd because I'm wrapping my arm around the camera. There we go. Oh, and I also ricocheted off onto Sheldon. So I gain 1 gold and 1 fame for taking out Buffered. And now with my 2 dice, these 2 landed on the outlaw face. So I'm not going to do anything with those. I'll put them off the side. And I still have 2 more shots. And I'm going to try to take out Sheldon here. I'm going to turn this way. All right, he's out. Oh, awesome. He's out, and the face landed right on what I wanted. So I was successful in taking Sheldon out, and I gained 3 gold and 1 fame. So right now, my gold track, I'm at 7. My fame, I'm at 5. So I'm halfway there on those 2 tracks. But on my horse track, my gallop track, I'm only at 1. So it serves me well to potentially make things a little bit harder by trying to get those horse faces on my outlaw rolls, so I can start moving this particular track back. It'll make my shots a little bit harder, but at the same time, I'll be getting closer to fulfilling the track, all 3 tracks. And that's the name of the game. Once I get to 10 on my track, I've initiated, or I've triggered the end of the game. All other players would have 1 more chance to earn their points, and then obviously whoever has met the requirements and reached the end of their track on all 3 tracks is the winner. If you have a tie, there's rules in the book for a shootout. Aside from that, it's a very straightforward roll them, sort of Yahtzee style, flick the die and hope for to knock the outlaws over. and earn your fame, earn your gold, and move into the sunset where you can take your fame and gold with you. Uh, I think it's very simple. It's very funny. I think obviously the distance between my table right now, it allows me to have a much stronger shot because I'm very close. But on a further distance, the way it's supposed to be, it could be a lot more challenging. And I did when I first played this, I actually played on the diagonal of my square dining table, which gives me a little bit more, about maybe 2.5 that I needed. And then it definitely made it more challenging. Sometimes I would just spin the outlaw as opposed to knock them over. I tried to aim for their base to put them on a tilt and then hopefully have another bullet to knock them down. This is not there's no strategy. It's pure luck. You're getting luck with all the dice rolls with your outlaw dice right up into the trying to take down outlaws that have the outlaw face on their card, in which case you need to have this face up when you take that shot. That is incredibly challenging. I was just lucky on this one. I think it's a neat idea. I think the overall component quality for the price is fair. Like I said, I'm not too happy about the fact that there are stickers on these dice, and at some point they're going to start peeling off or wearing off, and I'm not happy about that. But it's not. It's something that could be remedied if I paint symbols on there afterwards. But yeah, so there you go. That's K.O Corral, and you'll see that the one neat thing for sure is this backdrop. This backdrop is kind of cool to look at. It's got this sort of. It definitely has it gets points for table presence. I'm not a fan of having to set up this box and taking out everything, the insert and everything every time I want to play this or set it up, but this is not the kind of game that I see coming to the table every day. This is going to be the kind of game that I'm going to play with my kids, and even with some of my friends who might just, we just feel like flicking and seeing what kind of damage we do and see how far. Maybe instead of the standard 3 sunset track, put it at have a 6-foot dining table, put it all the way at the end, and then try your luck. So I can see that it can be sort of a silly game to play. But I enjoy the dice flicking. I definitely enjoy the dexterity component of this. And again, it's just simple, silly fun for kids and family. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, stay bored.